Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. We about to get into this Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. Shout out to Reality Entertainment TV. First of all, we start with Portia talking to Britt about her birthday party. Portia says she wanted people at her birthday party that she was cool with, right? Even with the new girls she was cool with. And she and Drew were not cool at the time. So then Angela is playing semantics, right? She's like, well, I didn't think Drew wasn't invited because she wasn't on the call. Maybe she had something else to do. And Portia didn't say, no, she couldn't come. But if I do a Zoom call and everybody is on the call and I didn't say, oh, y'all, Drew is not here. She couldn't make the call, but, we're good. Then that means everybody that's on this call is who's coming to this party. Now, Angela says she feels attacked. She said she didn't mean anything by it. Cynthia was like, I don't think you meant anything by it. But she did not have the right to invite somebody and she was invited herself. That's all I'm saying. And Drew talking about, on the show, talking about, I shouldn't have even come. You should not have come. Then when Angela's feet get held to the fire, when she felt attacked, in my mind, right? And then she turns to Kelly and says, Kelly, you asked the question initially. Well, the flashback shows Kelly asking Portia about why did you take that woman's husband? That's not the conversation that we're having right now, Angela. We're having the conversation as, why did you invite Drew to my birthday party when you knew that I did not want Drew at my birthday party? And I will say Portia was a good sport about it because she was like, okay, she's coming. Okay. But that's on Angela. So we're here with Shamia and Kelly. And Shamia is talking about the phone call that she got when she was on the girls' trip. And she kind of had a little small breakdown on the bus. The lady she talked to, she hasn't spoke to her in 10 years. When she got a divorce, I didn't realize she was married before. We talked about that on our live review last night. And she said that the lady took her ex-husband's side. He was popular. He was wealthy. I don't know who he could be, right? But she said the lady called her out of the blue to tell her, basically, you were right. Shamia said she felt vindicated and everything. She felt heard. But, what could that woman's experience have been with her ex-husband? Because if she was 10 toes down that Shamia was not telling the truth, she didn't believe what she was saying, and blah, blah, blah. 10 years later, what happened? Did he date someone you know? Did he date your child? Did he, was he like this to you? Like, I would like to know, where did it come from? Like, Shamia told us a little bit. I don't remember her being married, but after I saw the PSA, I was like, okay, I kind of remember that. But I would love to know how this woman came to get this information right and call Shamia and apologize. Shamia, we need that backstory. So then we go on to the invite, or the uninvite at Portia's party. Shamia was like, there's no way that I would be inviting anyone to anybody's party, especially if I'm invited, even if they're friends with them. I agree with that. Because if I get an invite, unless it says a +1, even if it says a +1, I'm not going to invite somebody I feel like they got a problem with. You know what I'm saying? Because this is this person's celebration. I love a celebration. I don't want that. I don't want there to be a problem at the celebration, and I definitely don't want to cause the problem. But then, like Angela's saying that, she felt like it was minimal, right? But Drew was like, I felt so unwelcome. Because you were not welcome. Portia did not reach out to Drew to invite her. Angela is the one who invited you to someone else's party. I understand it was an all-cast event. I understand that. And Drew had to come, like somebody on live said, Drew had to come and get that check. I got that. But at the same token, I would have called Portia. Once again, Drew, you use your phone for everything else but what it needs to be done for. You should have called Portia, got her on the phone about this dentist situation, and you definitely should have called her before you took a trip. And then you got your feelings hurt because you were unwanted. She didn't want you at the trip. If she had wanted you at the trip, she would have called and invited you or had you on the Zoom. But you chose to go anyway because I know you had to. But now you look crazy. So then when it came to the setup part, Angela asked Drew, do you think I set you up? Now, Drew didn't say, no, you didn't set me up. She said, I can't say that you set me up because you're new to the group. I brought you to this group. I wanted to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? And I get that part. I get it. Angela's new to the group. She's maybe not as comfortable as the other girls are, right? Because right now, Kelly kind of has Britt. So she's new, so she's got Drew, and Drew is not there. I get that part. But Drew, you should have called Portia. Kelly was like, you know, Drew had come in here and basically slept with them, like slept in the house with them. And Shamil was like, she came in with the wrong energy. Kelly said, don't bring anybody to my birthday trip. 100%. Because it's your celebration. And you want to celebrate with the people who you want to celebrate with, who want to celebrate you. Why would you bring somebody that I got beef with? That would be crazy. You and them got to go. So now they're talking about when Portia had come down in the all black to her dinner, right? She had got a phone call saying that Dennis and Drew were filming together. Now, in her defense, she said that, you know, they were making music. She knew that would happen. But she was told by both that they were not going to do that. Because there were flashbacks of them in the studio together. Drew on the phone talking to him and things like that. So, like I said, Drew should have called Portia instead of texting her. This is what I said last night. Texting her, I got something to talk to you about. Can we meet for dinner? Why are you texting me so much, Drew? What is it that you want to do? You know what I'm saying? At some point, you need to be like, girl, look, I want to get my music off the ground, and Dennis said he can help me. Tell me if you have a problem with it, because that's going to be my storyline, and he's going to be on there. And I'm going to tell you this also. I understood Portia. After I looked at it last night and I really thought about it, we talked about it and I thought about it, I get it. Portia's going through a divorce with Simon. That's a lot. She's going through a lot. She's in the blogs every day at this point, right? Before he got detained. Then you got Drew on here with her baby daddy, and she feels a certain way. Now, we also talked about why does it matter that Drew is working with Dennis? It doesn't matter, right? And Drew definitely could have mentioned Dennis in it. Like when they were in the studio and they were like, is Dennis coming? He was supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? You could have had mentions of Dennis, but you didn't have to do that, especially if you didn't really talk to Portia and didn't really find out how she felt. I think Drew was wrong. Let me know what you think about that. So now Drew is asking, why is Portia angry when she is trying to elevate herself? Why is she so mad that she doesn't want Drew to make her money, right? And then Drew alludes to the fact that Portia is trying to spin the block. I don't think that's going to help their relationship. But although I'm here for Portia, it does kind of look like I still care for my baby daddy. But Portia said she was going through a lot with Simon, and she didn't need that add-on with Dennis. So what do you think about that? Because I feel like Drew knew what she was doing. I don't believe Drew. Great value, Drew. I just don't. It's something about her just does not sit right with me. Drew is not a forthcoming, honest person. So whatever comes out of her mouth, I have to take it with a grain of salt. And then at the end, they all talked about their experience, right? Cynthia was 3 sheets to the wind at the whiskey tasting. The girls had a lot of fun there. Kelly talked about Coyote Ugly. She said it was a whole vibe. And you could tell it was a vibe. It looked like they had a lot of fun. And Portia was like, they had so much fun in Nashville. Her and Britt got to know each other better. You know, her friends had come for her celebration. And honestly, I thought it was a really good time. So this is what the after show was. I enjoyed it. We find out we're not getting Phaedra for 4 more weeks. So they got a lot of more show to go. We got a lot of more after shows to talk about. But let me know what you think about it. It's your girl Millie Chun. I'll talk to you later. Bye.